I want to welcome everybody today. This is Speed Curves. I have the privilege of being here in the broadcast booth for a doubleheader race today. This is round 3 of the ETR Rising Sun Cup. I had the privilege to call the race week 1 and was not able to be here last week. However, I am here this week. I'm excited, and there is currently qualifying going on right now, so they're doing 3 laps around the Long Beach circuit to determine grid position, and then there will be a race followed by a short break and then a reversed race grid at Hockenheim. So again, want to welcome everybody. I'm excited to be here today, and we're going to skip qualifying as far as streaming. They're qualifying right now, and we are just going to do a quick intro. And it looks like we got 20 drivers in the lobby today, so that's exciting. It's going to be a full race. Again, Long Beach track. Basically, this is going to be, as any driver that shows up to Long Beach wants to just leave here in one piece and survive the race, because it's an extremely difficult track to pass on. There's typically one line through most of the corners, and it's going to be a battle of the brakes and exit speed for any attempt to pass today. So we are in Lobby 2 of the ETR Rising Sun Cup. There is a Lobby 1 as well. Today we are with Lobby 2 and 20 drivers. We got a really nice grid here. And once we get done with qualifying, we are going to probably take a short break and then start the race. So let's talk about last week. Last week was Silverstone Race 1 and also Suzuka Race 2. So in Race 1 last week, your race winner was Roscoe Pico Train, followed by second place TC Bad, and a third place a Google Smurf. And then the reverse race grid ended up with a podium of first place at the top step, Google Smurf, so 2 podiums for him on the day, followed by Clutch NL and Anthony in your third place position. So those are your last week's race podiums for race 1 and race 2. And I do want to discuss the points for this lobby. Currently, the top 3 after 2 rounds of the Rising Sun Cup is going to be the number 1 position in points is TC Bad, followed by Roscoe Pico Train and ETR Finkster. So 3 very fast drivers, and we are expecting to see all 3 of those drivers battle today for that a continued good result. Also, I want to mention that all these drivers have a teammate. So essentially there is 11 teams in this lobby, and these drivers do have teammates. We're going to try to cover some of that, who's teammate with who, if we get a chance. And we will also cover team standings. So as I mentioned, the top 3 drivers, number 1 TC Bad with 93 points, followed by Roscoe Pisco Train at 91, so he's 2 points back. Definitely within striking distance today. He's going to look to try to maybe overtake to capture that top spot, followed by your third place holder, ETR Finkster, with 84 points. So he's, all 3 drivers here within 10 points of each other. So it should be exciting racing, and I expect to see some really good battles today. So with the points so close, and not to mention this is only round 3. We've got 5 total rounds. So 3 more races, including today, for each of these drivers to capture more points. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the team standings. So as far as the team standings, the Advan team, which is first in points at 153, consisting of the 2 drivers of Magic and Clutch. And then we got Dope Funk as your second place team with 126 points. And then third place team, Anthony and L-Star at 119 points. So again, I know the team points are important to the drivers. I do believe there is a team championship as well involved, as well as a individual drivers championship in this Rising Sun Cup. So I'm going to reach out to a couple drivers really quick. Let's see if we can get one of these drivers up here into the lobby with us, into the booth, and maybe get a quick little interview with them. Let's see what we can do here. Just bear with me 1 second here. Looks like we did have some success, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome ETR FNK Stir into the broadcast booth, and thanks for joining us. Are you with me? Let's just give him a second. He's probably trying to correct his audio. Mr. ETR Finkster, can you hear me? And it looks like he is having some audio problems, so we are going to not be able to get him in here. I apologize about that. Again, we are trying to get one of the two of the drivers on the grid into a pre-race interview here. I'm going to give this another shout at another driver here and see if we can get one of them into the booth. I know they are scrambling at the moment to prepare for the race, but nonetheless, it's great to get them in the booth when they're all charged up, ready to go. Let's see if we can get any of the drivers in here. I did send out a couple invites. So it looks like we do have ETR Mr. Magic in the booth with us as we speak, and hopefully he has included his audio. Can you hear me, sir? ETR Mr. Magic.
Hey, what's up?
There he is. Hey, want to welcome you into the booth. I know you're getting ready for a race. Wanted to do a quick little couple questions for you before you hit the grid. Are you ready for today's race?
Yeah, more than ready. We practiced enough, so yeah, we should be ready.
Okay, do you have any race strategies that you can share with us prior to launching this thing and getting into it with the other drivers?
Sorry, any strategies?
Yeah, do you have any race strategies?
Trying to get in front as quick as I can because the track is it's kind of hard to overtake with all the bumps in it and all the angled corners, walls. So I'm trying to get at it as fast as I can and just try to create a gap and yeah, work my way up to the pit stops and take it from there.
Absolutely. Well, you're currently sitting at 7th in points at 72 points, so
yeah.
We'll be looking for you to make up some positions today and try to climb back into the top ranks of this thing. So we want to wish you good luck.
Thank you.
And hope your race goes well for you today.
Thank you, buddy. All right, take care.
Okay. Yeah, good luck today. So there you have it, folks. That was ETR Mr. Magic, and he is getting ready for the launch of this race. So you can tell he's pretty amped and excited for the race. So let's wish him luck. And I want to, again, thank him for taking time away from his race preparations to get into the booth with us. So I don't know. Today, I mean, there's a lot of drivers here. I don't really have a race prediction. I mean, I'm looking at the last two races. It's easy to kind of pick one of those, but you know, looking at qualifying here at the previous race, you know, it looks like Doppert with a 130 and a half, and you got Clutch with a 130.1. Mr. Magic, obviously, a 130.2. And then Finkster and Half Blood Clot, all with real mid to low 130. So I don't want to just look at that and make a race prediction. However, I do like to make race predictions. So I am going to go with Mr. Blood Clot today as a race 1 winner. He does have a very nice position on the grid. Roscoe Pisco Train, let's see where he ended up. And, oh, he had a 29. Wow. That is a very quick lap. And Naja Murillo with a 29.6. So both of those drivers are going to be tough to beat today. But, as I said before, I don't... I'm going to stick with my prediction. Half Blood Clot is in the Z94, which is my favorite car of the group. So it looks like we have most of our drivers readied up. We got Zip Plant waiting for him, and Roscoe still unchecked. Want to verify that I am spectating, and I am, so I don't want to cause any delays here. So Long Beach, the track is a total of 10 turns. Again, as it was the interview with Mr. Magic, as he said, there's a lot of bumps and it's really a one line. It's very difficult. And so with 10 total turns here, I'm going to say the turn 2 is going to be probably the primary passing point, as well as turn 6 and turn 7. So, I mean, this track is a lot of fun, but as I said before, it is one line. And if you get side by side with another driver, which we will see today, it's going to be very tricky to get through there clean. So you almost have to follow your competitors until they make a mistake and really pressure them. I'm looking forward to the one lap online ride along with whoever our leader is about mid-race, because we got 22 laps today, and this circuit is 1.97 miles long. So we should get through 22 laps pretty quickly here. I'm looking at probably about 23 minutes, probably 25 minutes to 30 minutes race length here. So again, Half Blood Clot, he is my prediction. He did not set pole time, but he should be top 5 on the grid. It looks like he's 7th on the grid. So a pretty good grid spot considering 19 drivers. I'm seeing mostly Vipers, Fairladies. I do like the Lambo Jalpa choice. Very cool car. And let's see, it's nice to see an RX-7 out there. A lot of Fairladies, a lot of drivers going with the Fairladies. So again, as I mentioned, race 1, week 1, I respect anybody that jumps in the Porsche 928 and competes, because it is a difficult car to drive at times, but there was a bit of a revamp in parts list and capabilities of the cars after week 1. So a quick run through of our starting grid. So we got Naja, looks like, I don't want to pronounce this wrong, but it looks like Murillo as our pole sitter in the Viper, followed by Roscoe Pico Train in second place on the grid, and a third place on the grid, Clutch NL, followed by FTC Crow in fourth and ETR Mr. Magic in fifth. So there is your top 5 starting on the grid. Shaggy, as I mentioned, in the Porsche 928 in the 6th place, Half Blood Clot in 7th. ETR, I'm going to call him Finkster. It's going to make it easier on myself. Pardon me if I do get that wrong, but Finkster as the 8th place placeholder, followed by NHR Doppert and Anthony 233 in the Mazda RX-7. So there's your top 10, and I think those drivers are going to find themselves trying to get the best launch they can into that for turn 1, because once you get stuck in traffic on this track, these drivers know that it's really difficult to make up time. So with one quick stop, and mind you, this is a extremely long pit stop, one of the longest on the calendar. You get in there and it feels like you're in there for a day and a half. They're going to want to try to maximize their distance put between their competitors prior to going into the pit. Now, I do think the race strategy for several of these drivers are going to be pit early if they are being held up by traffic. So we'll have to wait and see. Not really sure, but I'm excited. Hope you are. I think we're going to get started any moment here. My executive producer has just informed me that the pole sitter, she believes, is pronounced Murillo. So, again, we'll get that right. We'll get that figured out. So, we'll call you Murillo in the meantime. Congratulations on your top spot on pole position. Dodge Viper probably runs really good around this circuit because it's a great handling car. So who's going to get the whole shot into turn 1? Yet to be seen. Exciting stuff. Looking at my graphic here, don't see... Where is Murillo? Oh, there he is. Murillo currently 15th in points. So he's got a pole position today. I'm going to have to say maybe he missed a race or had a bad race because he is back in 15th. I think with his pole position, if he's able to keep his nose clean and get out in front early, should be able to have a good result because clearly his time around the circuit is fast. So still waiting for NHR Doppert to ready up. So my pick for today, Half Blood Clot, 34 years old, lives in south coast of England, likes to go to the local go-karting facility and put down some lap times. Who doesn't? I can see why he likes that. The Rising Sun, here's a little fun fact about him. The Rising Sun Series is his first real driver's championship. I mean, that's pretty cool. So this is his first driver's championship he's competed in. And I'm sure he's a bit nervous because of it being his first actual series. So hopefully he can shake off those nerves if that is the case and compete well today and have a great outcome. I certainly picked him for a race win, so we'll see how that goes. Also, he loves his CBR 600. He calls it his pride and joy. I can see why. The CBR 600, a very fast Honda motorcycle, ridden by the world-renowned and Nicky Hayden, the former Honda rider. Unfortunately, the biggest icon in motorcycle racing in U.S. history, in my opinion. Sadly passed away 2 years ago. But missed by people all over the world. So, yeah, the CBR 600, he says it's his pride and joy. So, I'm sure he has a lot of fun on that. So, hopefully, he's able to compete well today and see how it goes for him. Looks like we are on a bit of a delay, folks, because I see we've had some disconnects and whatnot. So, we're going to be kind of waiting for the systems to work itself out and get everybody back into the race lobby here. Not the first time we've had technical issues. Unfortunately, with the internet and some of these servers, you do run into some of these problems at times. But we will be racing shortly. Unfortunately, we're missing a couple drivers today that I was hoping to see on the grid. But nonetheless, 19 drivers, pretty impressive. I want to welcome all of my viewers. I have some new viewers that just logged on and are watching the stream. If you just joined us, I want to let you know that we are going racing, and it should start any moment. We are at a delay, and look, it is. Here it is. Launch countdown. So thanks for joining the stream. We are about to get this thing underway. Again, under 2 miles here, 10 total turns at the Long Beach circuit. So we are going to right along with Mr. Magic. He has a 5th place grid spot. So I like to do the view on with the driver over the car as we start, so we can get a front and rear view. So here we go, folks. As they do get started, and we are on board with Mr. Magic as they run down through turn 1 into really the first real corner, which is turn 2. Everyone looks nice and tidy at the moment as they're coming down hard into this turn 2. Look at that, Mr. Shaggy gonna put a fender on Mr. Magic, but not able to make a move there. As looks like the front 3 drivers, Mr. Magic has made up at least 1 grid spot here. As again, cold tires, everyone being really careful as the clutch smoking the tires, getting some heat in those tires, and Mr. Magic now making a move up his teammate here. They are going to be very ginger and careful to give each other room there, because they know that as teammates they have to do that to protect each other. So looking back, we got Half-Blood just behind Mr. Magic here with Clutch just ahead of him. And already we're seeing a small gap from Clutch to the 2nd and 1st place drivers of Roscoe. And we are going to go into a different camera view here. And I do want to get rid of my track map. I don't really like to keep that on. It does block the view. And here we are coming down, end of lap 1. Cold tires should be no longer a factor, as the temperature of the tires should be heating up. And look at this, we do indeed have a bit of a gap from Mr. Clutch, who's currently in 3rd, being pressured by his teammate, to the front 2. They do not want to see those 2 get away, because they know it's going to be difficult to make up time here. So look at this, all drivers finally settling in here. Let's take a look back in the pack, about 7th place, or maybe 8th. We'll go with NHR Doppert. And he is also another driver in the very popular car here today. And I haven't seen any issues at this point with any contact, with the exception of the initial contact we saw going into turn 2, which did not materialize to any negative effect. As we see them now running through turn 7, going down what's known as Seaside Way, all the way down this back straight into turn 8, which is known as Firestone Turn. This is going to be a passing point here, folks. It's really one of the few areas on the track where you can get an effective outbrake maneuver on your competitor as they run through turn 9 and approaching turn 10, this tight hairpin. Super difficult here. You got to get this right because the exit speed is very important as they run down the straight here through turn 1 and across the start straight finish. So let's look at our top 10 drivers here. Not a lot of change from grid positions. First position still the Naja driver, and second place Roscoe Pisco, followed by Clutch NL, and then Mr. Magic. Half Blood Clot running 5th, followed by Shaggy 6th, Anthony 7th, Dopper 8th, and looks like Senna 9th, followed by Naja Ryder in 10th. Let's take a look back at 10th here, who's in the Porsche, Naja Ryder. Currently trying to get settled in there. It looks like we got all the drivers here a bit spread out. Kind of what you got to do to allow yourself to get into your rhythm. This track is really important to get a good rhythm and to get all your entries and your exit points spot on. So let's take a look at second place as we ride along with our Viper driver, as both 1 and 2 are Vipers. We got the second place driver, Roscoe, putting pressure on Naja. And I do think I saw a move for the third place position. Look at this. Now we got Shaggy looking to possibly put a move on Half Blood Clot. My prediction for a race winner is there going to be something here as they get on the brakes hard going into turn 2. Nothing there yet. He's kind of settling in. Going to wait, like I said earlier. You really have to wait for your competitor to make a mistake as they go through the fountain section there, which is known as turn 3 up into turn 4. Now they're approaching turn 5 here, and it's like a short shoot. This exit right there off camber, if you get on the gas too soon, you do spin up, so you got to be real careful on the throttle as they make their way down into turn 6, which is a Tecate turn. I do believe the most difficult corner right here, turn 7, as they're going through it right now, you see the tire wall there. You get that wrong, in too hot, you hit that tire wall, and it's almost race over. And anyone who's behind you is going to suffer the effects as well. So, looks like they're starting to gang up here on Half Blood Clot as he's got a group of 2 to 3 drivers behind him. Anthony going around the outside, taking the long way of Shaggy. But Anthony's now going to have the inside. It's going to look like he's probably going to make that stick, which he does. A bit of contact there, but nothing egregious. But I think this Porsche is going to have that straight line speed. And look at this. He leaves them almost a full car length without any issues on the throttle there. I do believe that RX-7 is going to have the corner speed, but as predicted, look at this. Is there a move on the brakes? There is. Shaggy, not a whole lot, but it gets too hot, and you can't get through the corner. And Shaggy going to capitalize on his competitor there not being able to make the corner. A valiant effort there, but what probably wasn't ending like he had hoped it would. As Shaggy doing the best he can to protect that 5th place position. Unfortunately, I don't have a bio on Shaggy. Would love to speak more about him, but don't have one on file at the moment. As this is giving Half Blood Clot some breathing room to try to get away. Oh, we got a spin. What have we got back here? I'm going to try to get back there. Was it Anthony? It looks like it wasn't. I wasn't able to see who it was. but I did see a lot of tire smoke. So, yep. Unfortunately, not able to see who was in the tire wall there. Let's take a look at the front with Roscoe Pisco Train, and he is in the pits. So I'm gonna imagine that he probably wanted to get that pit out of the way, because was he being held up, or was there another reason why he dropped in the pits? Not really sure. But still, leading the race, we have Naja Merlio here. A healthy, sizable lead, really not under threat of any kind. As we see, Clutch has now inherited that second place, followed by Half Blood Clot in third. So Mr. Magic must have dipped into the pits. As he is currently now in 14th place. Let's take a look. Yep, beautiful paint job sponsored by Advan there. And Mr. Magic here, he is 34 years old, out of the Netherlands. Been racing since 1994, and a former karting racer, sponsored by Total Gaming Addicts and Two Traders. Which gives me a great segue. Wasn't able to discuss this earlier, but this series, the Rising Sun Cup, is sponsored obviously by ETR Racing Group, the Two Traders as well, and Total Gaming Addicts, and a new sponsor known as Forza Comp GG. Want to welcome them. Hopefully that relationship and sponsorship will work out great for both parties. So Forza Comp GG, welcome, and hopefully you're enjoying the racing here today. So right now we have, again, top three is Naja Merlio, Half Blood Clot in second, followed by Shaggy in third. Let's take a look at Shaggy in the Porsche. Trying to get a look at his livery here. Moving so fast around the track, not able to get a great view, but he is running the number 52. Got the ETR license plate. A nice view of the car. It's got a couple dings and dents from some contact that was made early racing, but has been able to shed the competitors and is currently running his own pace. Alpha Sienna currently running 6th place. Let's take a look at him as he is going through that very tricky turn 7 right now, and he's driving in that Ferrari. I believe that's a 355, and love the sound of that engine. He's a little bit banged up in the front end there, probably had some contact with a driver or two, but he's got the Xbox livery. Very cool purple paint job there as he's going through that final corner, that turn 10 hairpin. So Mr. Senna running down through start straight finish line, getting ready to start his 9th lap. Or 8th lap, sorry. So again, 22 laps total here. We are not at the halfway point. As I usually do, I'm going to go a bit early into my onboard racing view, and we are going to jump on board here with Naja Merlio, and enjoy the sound, the beautiful sound of that Viper. So we are now on board with the Viper here as he is going through turn 8, which is Firestone turn, back through turn 9. He's going to be staring down the hairpin here, turn 10, and we are going to ride along with him for a full lap. As you can see, gets on the gas there. You got to be real careful not to spin up, as now he's working his way across the start straight finish line right there, and he has started lap 9. So he is the leader, And he has started lap 9 as he's coming down. He's already been through turn 1. Now he's coming to turn 2. Tire wall on the right side. You got to watch that. See, he gets up on the curve there. You don't want to lift the car too much as you come through the fountain section right here, which is also turn 3. Very important to kind of put that all together. This is bit routine through here. Nothing too technical, but a bit off camber. You can see the off camber right there. If you get on the gas too soon, you spin up, so you got to be a bit ginger. Through turn 5 there, coming down into Tecate turn, which is turn 6. Nothing too crazy difficult here, but this next turn, coming up turn 7, if you over pursue it, you're gonna find yourself in the wall. And it almost looks like he's going a bit slow, but we know that's not the case as he works his way down the back straight. I did see some traffic that went through turn 8 ahead of him there, so he may be catching back markers. And again, a very quick lap through here, and we are just about to complete this lap as he comes through the final turn 10, the hairpin, and he gets back on the gas. A little bit squirrely there, but does a good job. You can see the traffic up ahead. There are back markers approaching quickly, so he may be looking to do a pit within the next lap or two to avoid any slower traffic ahead. So let's take a look back through the field as we did our ride along, and let's see where Zit Plant, he's currently running to 15th. Zit Plant, what is he running? And it looks like, is that an RX-7? I didn't get a good look at it here. It looks like, I didn't think that's a Silva. Yeah, it looks like a Silva he's running in. So the Silva has been known as not the fastest car, but definitely a little bit harder to get the lap time one may desire. But I understand it's a bit more of a challenge to get that lap time. So he's running all by himself right now, Zit Plant, in 15th. So let's take a look through the field as Mickey Lauder bringing up the rear in 18th in the 300ZX Turbo. So I don't think he's pitted yet. Actually, he may have, so it's really hard to know. Don't have that graphic to see who has pitted, but I do want to pull up the map and take a look at some of the data here. So race stats right now, Naja Murlio is in first place with a quickest lap of a 129.361, followed by the top speed held by TC Bad at 153 miles an hour. So we'll come back to that graphic and take a look at it. But right now I'm going to run lap times across my banner as it scrolls across. This will show us half blood clock currently in second place with a 130.4. So Mickey Lauder making his way through the circuit, clanking off a couple of the barriers there. And we are gonna look for a track battle here. I know Roscoe Pisco has been in the pits. He is currently in 8th. And I don't see a whole lot of action here. I'm looking for anything that may have 2 to 3 cars. And right now on board with ETR Jello. ETR Jello 41. So let's look at him. He's a 55-year-old driver out of England. He's experienced karting, has real experience karting, sponsored by Total Gaming Addicts and the Two Traders. He is driving in the 350ZX. So I know this is a very nice car to drive. Looks like he's had a bit of contact. That left front there, you can see some damage. And I do think that he has a very cool looking livery here. As you can see, his sponsors clearly displayed there on the side of his car. Total Gaming Addicts, the purple livery. So I don't see a lot of traffic in front of him or behind him as we get a really nice shot for his sponsors along the car there. as he does cross the start finish going into that 12th lap. Let's take a look up front. Has half blood clot. What has he been able to do to gain any progress on the first place position? Who has not pitted yet. Here it is right here. Our first place driver has found a back marker. 18th place, has made it around him successfully. I wasn't able to see that pass around the back marker, but either way, it looks like I don't see a scratch on his car. Just about every other driver has had some kind of damage, but he's got a beautiful livery. And look at this, he's ducked into the pits. So he has decided to take his pit, and as we see this Viper, beautiful paint job, carbon fiber, I don't see a whole lot of damage there, so it shows that his front running has really helped him stay clean. And he's probably avoided all the tire walls as well. So again, this pit takes forever to get through. The drivers are just like probably losing their minds waiting to get out of these pits. We're going to try to find some action here. So currently Anthony 2333 has inherited that first place position as he is driving around with a small bit of pressure behind him by Ryder, who is a teammate of what was our first place driver. Let's take a look here to verify teammates. It looks like I'm not showing on my graphic here that they are teammates, but I guess the two Naja drivers are teammates, so I think that's safe to assume that. So Anthony currently holding down first place. His teammate is L-Star. Where's his teammate? Let's see if we can find his teammate. Here he is in 16th place, followed by Mickey Lauder. So L-Star, 16th place, getting a little bit of pressure. He's running a livery. It looks like a bare naked livery there. I'm sure his sponsors are probably going to be looking to get some of their graphics on that car for the next race, as he is being hounded by Lauder in 17th place. And I got to find out, where did our first place driver come out, which at the time was it looks like 5th place for Naja Murillo, and he made his pit stop, exited the pits, and now he's in 3rd place. So only lost two spots on the grid, and we don't know if Ryder or Anthony have pitted yet. So we're going to assume they haven't, but we don't really know. As we are now lap 14, we are over halfway, almost 2/3, not quite, but almost 2/3 race distance here. Doing the best I can for you folks to find some track battles. All these drivers have really settled in and just kind of separated themselves. Let's see where Roscoe is. Yep, just behind us. So Roscoe's currently 4th. And remember, these two battled at the beginning of the race. They were grid positions 1 and 2. And here on lap 15, they find themselves in those exact same positions. So Roscoe, a 43-year-old driver out of the good old USA, I got to talk a little bit about him because I think he has a fun fact that everyone would like to know. So this guy not only does sim racing, but he drives in real life what is known as a super stock G-body Malibu. Now, this is a circle track car that you can find in a lot of different types of county fairs and whatnot, and various racing around the country. Now, his particular car is orange, and his number is 33 on the side. So This guy, obviously, a lot of real world experience, and I know I've seen some pictures of his car, very cool, his G-Body Malibu. So again, 43 years old, and I do not know what city he's from, but he is from the USA, so American driver there. So he is doing his darndest to put pressure on the first place driver. So let's see if he can make up any positions on him. Because he's currently, it looks to me like he's roughly about, I don't know, about 1.1 seconds back, maybe 1 second. So we are going to check back on this progress of him shortly while we take a quick look back into the field here and TC Bad and find out where he's at. So he's currently right now coming into turn 7. And look at this, he's got to move up the inside. I wasn't able to see that until right there. Luckily, I was on board with them. As there's been a move, my ETR Finkster, we're going to stay right here. This is what we've been looking for, ladies and gentlemen. As TC Bad is now going to retaliate, he's running through this in the skyline, and it looks like ahead of him, ETR Finkster in the Nissan. So Nissan versus Nissan. Both of these cars very capable as we see TC Bad spin up. It's going to cost him because he's lost at least 3 car lengths on ETR Finkster there. So is he going to be able to recover that and challenge? We're going to stay with him here for about a lap here to see if he's able to compose himself and get back in the fight. So as they're working their way around into turn 5, as they come on this short, it's almost like a short straight here, as they run down into turn 6, Tecate turn. Really another place to pass. A bit of a routine turn. The exit's a little tricky. If you go wide, you're going to be in that wall there. But now they're coming down into turn 7, which is one of the most tricky because you got to get the exit right so you can maximize your straight line speed going down the back straight, which is Seaside Way. And I don't see a whole lot of progress here as ETR Finkster here in the 300ZX doing well to maintain his gap here and probably increase it slightly. So we're going to take a look back. Let's see where L-Star is. And he is currently running in 16th. Again, probably looking to get some of his sponsors to get their logos on the side of the livery. Let's talk a little bit about him. So he's 25 years old. He's from Belgium. I think he's our only Belgium driver on the grid today. So great to have him. He's also a former karting racer, so dabbled in karting as a lot of these drivers did. And we are going to continue to take a look through the field here as Anthony 2333 is in the very cool screen-sponsored RX-7 as he's making his way through what looks like turn 6 down into turn 7. No, he's got a whole bunch of cars. He's got, looks like Crow in front of him. Yep, FTC Crow. We're going to take a look at him next. But Anthony is a 31-year-old Dutch driver, a former karting racer as well, attended karting school for kids, which had to have been quite a delight as a child going to karting school. So he is representing, sponsored by Screen there, and currently in 10th place. So we haven't talked a lot about FTC Pro. We want to take a look at him as he's in, I mentioned that Jalpa, the only driver in today's field in that Lamborghini Jalpa. Such a cool, iconic looking car. As I think he's making some progress here on the 3 drivers in front of him. And we're going to kind of stay here because we are now lap 18 of 22, and things are really going to start shaping up here. As again, lobby 2 here, there is another lobby for this series. That's Lobby 1. And we might be with them next week. We'll have to wait and see. I love the looks of this car. This Lamborghini Jalpa is so beautiful. And look at this. What I see happening here is this group of 4 cars, 1, 2, 3, 4, are starting to slow each other down. This is going to give a really sizable opportunity for Crow to get back in this, and this is going to be exactly what we were hoping for as these laps wind down, and we're going to see a 5-car battle here for probably 4th or 5th place, as Half Blood Clot looking pretty secure in where he's at. So look at this, we got ETR Magic at the front of this group. So a 5-car battle here with the laps winding down for this 5th place position. His teammate Clutch in 6th place behind him, followed by the Shaggy, who's in the Porsche 928. And is Shaggy making a move up the inside? He sure is. A bit of contact there. We're going to try to get back to Shaggy and see what's going to play out as they go into the fountain section. Shaggy able to get through there as the Jalpa as well with Crow. And it looks like Doppert relegated to the 9th place spot. As I'm really liking what we're seeing here. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how these drivers play out their game plan. Are they going to, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of sitting waiting back here for a driver to make a mistake. As the Jalpa getting all sideways, working through turn 6 there, down into turn 7. I'm going to try to get on a little farther back with Crow, and we're going to ride on board with Crow here. As he's making a move down into turn 8 Firestone. Shaggy on the outside. On the outside, but now it's got the inside. As Mr. Magic enjoying watching these two battle to give him some breathing room. But the Jalpa doing a great job. So FTC Crow doing really nicely there. Probably has a nice balance of power and handling. And now he's going to try to run down that 6th place of Mr. ETR, Mr. Magic, with only about 2.5 laps as we see Ryder coming out of the pits. Is he going to be a factor going into turn 2? Oh, Shaggy hit wayside into the wall. And he's able to recover quickly as Doppert and Ryder's on cool tires. I don't think he's going to be able to do a whole lot with the drivers in front of him, as Doppert does not want to surrender anything to a driver on cold tires, so he's going to do everything he can, as we're seeing those two probably battle each other. And these two teammates ahead, ETR Mr. Magic and Clutch, working together here with the draft and trying to be good teammates and not interfere with each other's lines. So I'm going to assume that they are going to work together for this race. And yeah, Crow doing a great job to put some distance between him and the driver in 7th and 8th behind him. So looks like Crow is now going to attack Mr. Magic as the two Nissan 300ZXs in front of him. You can see the acceleration of those Nissans really putting it on the FTC Crow and his Jalpa, but I'm going to stay here. Why not? I want to stay here and see if he's able to do anything. Look on the brakes right up on the back side of Mr. Magic there, going through the fountain section. And looks like they all do really good through there, but he's getting on the gas nice and quick there. Let's ride along on board with him here. I'm sure he is studying Mr. Magic and Clutch to see where he is faster as they work their way down into turn 6. Again, less than 2 laps here to the completion of this race. As look at that, almost in the wall, but has to lift slightly to avoid contact with the wall. He doesn't want that. He's going to take a small penalty there, crossing through track limits, but not too worried about it, I'm sure, as he's doing everything he can to maximize his straight line speed. Coming all the way down Seaside Way into turn 8. He's going to have to do something here pretty quick as these laps are starting to wind off, and Clutch has put another tenth or two on his teammate. And now, I think Crow's smelling blood in the water as he's getting on the gas, looking for Mr. Magic to make a mistake, but with the acceleration of that 300ZX, he's going to have to wait until probably turn 3 or 4 to do anything with them. I'm going to say that he's going to do it in turn 6, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's going to make his move in turn 6. I don't want to have a commentator's curse here. Oh, he gets in the back of him. Is he going to push him into the wall? No, but there's a little slight contact there. Still friendly driving. And as we're working our way through turn 3, I predicted turn 6. Is that where he's going to do it? As we're working through turn 4, down into turn 5, he's going to have to get on the gas on that off camber there. And I don't think it's close enough in turn 6, so I don't think it's going to happen there, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting stuff here. Looking back, no threat, so he can do everything he wants to try to attack, and it's going to be here, going into turn 7. I'm sure of it. Yes, he does. He does it on the brakes. It's up the inside into turn 7. Mr. Magic hits a tire wall. I love it. Good stuff here, folks. As he has done it successfully down Seaside Way, but I think the teammate of Clutch has gotten away. So Mr. Magic under intense pressure, but I don't think he's giving up because he's still right there, and Shaggy now right back into it. And Shaggy wanting a piece of this action here as a whole gaggle of cars comes up behind him. So last lap, I think it's safe to assume we're going to go back to the replay cameras. I think it's safe to say that our first place driver has about a second lead on our second place driver. So Roscoe in second, Murillo. I'm being told Murillo. I again apologize if I get that wrong. Murillo looks like he's got first place pretty much secured. Roscoe in second place. So it's going to be a great boost for points for Murillo. Is currently, I think, was in 15th. So this race win is going to relegate him to a second place, or a last place on the grid for the second race. And I do believe that was the end of it, folks. I must have been a lap off, so let's look at the previous race standings here. I do apologize. I did get a bit of excited there and maybe lost my my composure. So that does happen from time to time. I sometimes give a forewarning on that. If I do get into some race action, it's very exciting. So let's take a look at the top drivers. So we got Naja Merlio, first place. Roscoe second place, also in the Dodge Viper. So qualifiers 1 and 2 right there, finishing in those same positions. Half Blood Clot, my prediction, who is a 7th place qualifier, ended up in 3rd place. Great job to him. Followed by Clutch in 4th place. FTC Crow taking 5th in the Lambo Jalpa, followed by ETR Mr. Magic in 6th, followed by Shaggy in 7th, Dopper in 8th, Ryder in 9th, Anthony in 10th, and ETR Finkster in 11th, and TC Bad in 12th in that Nissan GTR. Alfie Senna in 13th, followed by Jello 41 and 14th, and L-Star in 15th. And a Misfits Wolf in 6th place in the Ferrari F355. Didn't cover him a whole lot in that race. We will look to cover him a bit more in race 2, specifically because he's going to start at the top 3 of that grid as Zip Plant 17th, DNF, Mickey Lauder as well, a DNF. So I don't know, was that a disconnect, a rage quit? Hard to say. But either way, sorry to see those two not finishing. So we're going to take a break for about 5 minutes here prior to the start of race 2. As we typically do, I want to take a few moments here to plug a couple other races I will be broadcasting and or commentating. Monday night, there will be a race I will be driving in. I'm not going to, it'd be a shameless plug for sure, but if you're looking at watching me doing a bit of racing, come join me on Monday night, tomorrow night at 9:30 Central, or I'm sorry, 9:30 Eastern, and I hope to be back here next week for round 4 of the Rising Sun Cup. So, bit of breaking news here for you folks. Indeed, we have made the transition to the Hockenheim circuit, and it is clearly shown that we are in rain today. The clouds have moved in, the sun has gone away, and it doesn't look promising for any breaks in the weather. So here we are, a torrential downpour earlier. Now we're looking at moderate rain. Checking the forecast now, I do see some spots of potential sunshine, but the percentage is like 15%, so we're not going to count on that for any clearing up. So the drivers are going to have their hands full today with a steering wheel and a throttle that is going to be getting loose and light in the slippery conditions. So again, a reverse race grid for this second race, and the first race did not disappoint as they did 22 laps around the Long Beach circuit. So now a wet race at the 2.84 mile Hockenheim full circuit. So the Hockenheim full circuit is filled with corners, 16 in total, and a very long parabolica, very well-known parabolica turn 5. It's really not a turn, it's kind of a sloping corner, long. It's more of a straightaway. You don't use the brakes at all. But world famous parabolica, love that corner. You gotta get a great drive off that turn 4 to maximize your speed, and going all the way down into the hairpin at turn 6. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here because didn't really even bother to talk about turn 1. So the start straight here is pretty short. As you come out of turn 16, you go past the start straight finish into turn 1. Now Hockenheim has a lot of runoff room in that turn 1, but track limits do restrict you from going out there. It's not exactly runoff room. It's not really made for that, but it's there. There are some green curbing known as track limits to try to keep the drivers inside of that, but you will see from time to time for them to drift over that green curbing into the outer bounds. So once they work their way through that turn 1, they're going to come up to turn 2, which is a very tight 90-degree corner, and you're going to get on the gas as soon as you can there, because you're going to work your way through turn 3 and 4, all the way down that back straight of parabolica we talked about earlier into that turn 6 hairpin, which is going to be, I think, the #1 overtaking spot, especially in the rain here today. So once you make your way through that turn 6, you're going to go up into turn 7, which is a bit of a kink. It's almost full gas through there, but in the wet, I do believe they're going to have to lift as they make their way into turn 8, which is a left-hand corner. Through turn 9 and 10, it's a bit of a tricky section through there as well. So I need to do a quick change in my setup here, so bear with me. I will be back shortly. Online. Okay, I do want to let you guys know that I have requested a short interview with our race 1 winner. I do not know if he has the capability to come up to the broadcast booth as a rain race. He is preparing for a start at the back of the grid. He's probably putting his rain gear on, along with his anti-defogging mask on his helmet, or his face shield. But nonetheless, we're going to try to get him up here. We've definitely sent him an invite and would love to hear his thoughts on how his race 1 victory went for him, and also would love to hear about his race 2 strategy, working his way from the back of the grid to try to work his way through traffic. So we will give him a few minutes and see how that goes. But we were speaking about the track as we worked our way through turn 10, going down into turn 11, which is mobile 1 corner. And then turn 12, 13, and 14 are also very important to put together as you come through the final corner, turn 15 and 16. It's kind of a double A. Ton of runoff wide, but slows you down, causes you to be outside the racetrack limits, and you don't really want that there because there's a lot of curbing which slows you down and whatnot, lose traction. So again, total of 16 corners here at the Hockenheim. And it looks like we were able to successfully get our winner of race 1 into the booth with us. And I want to welcome you, Naja Merlio. Thanks for joining us. Can you hear me, sir? It looks like he is maybe got to get his mic turned on. Are you with me, sir? Oh, there he is. We got him. So have you added your audio on the check the box? Okay, perfect, sir. I want to say thank you, first of all, for joining us, and a huge congratulations to you on your race 1 win. I would love to hear about it because you did set pole, and you basically led the whole race, and would love to know how that went for you and your thoughts on that, please. Oh, okay. Well, I apologize. Oh, he speaks Portuguese. So let me see. My Portuguese isn't quite what it needs to be. So yeah, maybe a couple words to do in English if you can, if you want. But otherwise, we will just say congratulations to you. Okay, absolutely. Of course, that's understandable. Well, I do want to tell you that you have your work for getting ready. Good luck to you. And yep, thank you. Apparently I was not readied up there, so I apologize about that. We are going to try to get into this race now. So we have started the race here, and our race 1 winner, who literally ran from the booth, commentating booth, down to get into his car, has already went straight to work and has made up a couple spots in this very rain-soaked race. I'm very impressed by that. Hopefully his crew chief isn't upset with the with our commentating cast for delaying his driver at all. So look at this. He's already made up 5 spots going down as it's known as the Parabolica, turn 5, down into this hairpin. And yeah, there's all the cars going through the hairpin. They all look, there's 3 cars wide in the hairpin, which is okay to do. There's plenty of track there as long as everyone behaves. And now they're working their way up into the kink, turn 7. And I thought maybe you could get there without lifting, but clearly that's not going to happen. As we see Clutch outside the track limits there in the green. And let's go take it. Look at this. This is quite amazing, folks. He's actually made up multiple spots. He's already in 7th, halfway around the first lap, as Roscoe Pisco has done the same. And these two are not giving each other any love as they're going to battle for position, and done a great job working their way through one and completed. We got and a wet circuit. It's very slippery out there, so their racecraft is really showing. As Roscoe Pisco in 8th, just behind the man he is chasing, the race 1 winner. So ETR Jello trying to fight off the race 1 winner there and not able to do it as he's worked his way up the inside, and ETR Jello gonna surrender that spot as now Shaggy in the 928 under threat as well. A very exciting and clean in the first. As I'm very, very impressed here with the driving of all these. I don't want to do it the commentator's curse, but we're working our way down into the hairpin, turn 6, as we see Senna there trying to maximize his position. As we got a spun car. That TC Bad spun at the hairpin. He's going to lose multiple positions, as he is probably got a lot of work to make up there. I didn't see what had happened, if that was driver induced or maybe he got helped out there. But a bit of contact there between Finkster. We're going to take a look around here. Let's ride along with Roscoe, as he does not want to lose touch with Naja in front of him, because those two battled all race 1. So the two Vipers, who had a lot of speed, I don't see those Vipers being dominant at this track, but we shall see. Look at this. Now there's a move. Is that? Oh yeah, Finkster putting another move on Roscoe Pisco, but he's not able to stay there and loses a little bit of touch with him there. And yeah, Roscoe Pisco, he's like, I've had enough. I'm going straight to the pits. Doesn't want to mess with traffic. He's going to take his pit now. So at the front of this thing, we got Mickey Lauder, who was a DNF, race 1. Oh, he's gotten sideways. He does hold on to it. It's gonna hurt his drive out of turn 1. As look at this, Senna and another 355 making his way around the outside, but he outbrakes himself slightly. They're both of those drivers, I do believe they're teammates. Let's take a look at my chart here. Yep, Senna and Lauda are teammates in the same car, so they're going to be quite generous with racing room there, I'm sure of it. As I love listening to that Ferrari downshift, such a beautiful sounding engine. As we see Murillo making up another position as Shaggy relegated to 4th place. Maybe Shaggy can do something with the power of that 928, I don't know, we'll see. But, yeah, Naja Murillo he's not wasting any time here, making his way to the front of this circuit. So currently, ETR Finkster, a lot of action going on in front of him, with Shaggy in 4th, within striking distance. He's going to try to do everything he can to stay with that group. He doesn't want to lose touch with them. He knows that for him to have any realistic chance of a podium, he's going to have to run that pace. So we got Clutch running 6th place here. And I'm curious to see, are any of these drivers in this group going to duck into the pits? If they think they have the pace, I would assume somebody may duck into the pits. So here's that section of the track, turn 15, 16, that double apex, making your way back onto the front straight there as they cross the start straight finish. And none of those drivers that I can see have gone into the pits. So all drivers staying out. This is the section here, turn 1. You can see multiple drivers going outside of track limits there into the green. That's what that is. Typically, you want to stay inside of the green where the track limits are, but time to time we do see drivers drifting outside there, especially in this wet weather. So again, TC Bad, we did see him spun. He is our leader in points coming into today's racing. I'd like to see where he is on track. He is currently in 7th place. So our points leader coming into today in 7th place. And he's probably going to be pushing as hard as he can to make up some of those spots that he lost in that spin. So Clutch currently in 5th place, not able to do a whole lot with the drivers in front of him, which is Finkster. But we're going to take a look a little bit back in the field here as some of these drivers have pitted. Here's Half Blood Clot, a podium finisher, race 1, started at the back. Has taken an early pit to try to give himself some clear breathing room, some clear track, as Mystic Wolf in 14th place. So Mystic Wolf in another Viper. He's a 33. Mystic Wolf, I'm sorry, I was saying Mystic. It's Misfits. Apologize to him for that and his team. Misfits Wolf, 33 years old, out of Canada. Former online drifter, but now does circuit racing. So a bit as he goes off track there, doing a bit of drifting apparently there, but is a former drifter, now does circuit racing, and he did 2 years of doing lap trials on weekends in an 89 Camaro, which was this is real world racing here, and his 89 Camaro, that was a under 500 horsepower class. So doing lap trials in an 89 Camaro sounds like a lot of fun, especially a car with that kind of horsepower. So currently taking up 14th place in his Viper, we got Mystic Wolf, Misfits Wolf. So good luck to him from here on out. And he's going to have to recover from a bit of an off-track excursion there. So we have 13 drivers in this race. We've had multiple lost drivers because we started with, I believe, 19. Let's take a look at our banner. So that will tell us if we've had any. Yeah, we've got Sienna, L-Star, all DNF'd. Louder DNF'd. Yeah, multiple DNFs there, unfortunately. I'm going to have to assume that is a server disconnect. So, yeah, look at this Clutch outbraking himself in 5th position as he's going into that section of the track there, which is turn 8. There's a lot of positive camber on the inside, but if you outbrake yourself, you get yourself onto that negative camber, and you just don't have the traction out there. Look as he goes through the final corner there onto the start straight finish. The Clutch NL looking into turn 1 here. Is he able to kind of hold it together? It looks like he does nicely. A little bit, the rear getting loose there is TC Bad in 6th place behind him. And I think he's making up a little bit of spot here on the group in front of him. So the Clutch possibly making up some real estate here on this group of 3 in front of him. Looking for any track battles currently. We've got Roscoe Pisco in 11th place in his Viper, 2nd place finisher, race 1. Not seeing a whole lot of action around him. He's probably enjoying it due to the conditions on track. Very difficult with the rain. Probably enjoying not having a whole lot of pressure behind him. So NHR Doppert, we're going to take a quick look at him. And he is running his 300ZX through that kink there, which is turn 7. Looks pretty stable going through there. Not us seeing that car move around a whole lot as he comes through turns 9 and 10. And turn 11 right here, coming up a bit tricky here. If you get this wrong, you end up in the sand. You don't want to be out in the kitty litter because it's gonna lose a ton of time, as he does well there to hold the car together and slide the car slightly, but not too much. And now he's going through turn 12 there, which is known as Sachs. Working his way up through turn 13 and 14. You got to put this all together really well here. And finally, this double apex, turn 15, 16, known as Sud Curve. It's a lot of fun going through there. We did see Mr. Clutch drop into the pits, so he is going to get his pit crew to roll in and get a new set of tires and a bag of fuel. So he's going to be careful coming out, and I'm sure cold tires in the rain is not going to be an easy task. So this group up front, I'm hoping to see a battle materialize here. As let's jump on with Ryder in 6th place. As yes, Ryder is in his 928 coming up the backside of ETR Mr. Magic, and he's going to take an inside line trying to get on the gas. There's really a lot of power in that car, and Mr. Magic now has a 928 on the inside going into the kink. And you got to be careful here because there's not a lot of room for two cars to get through, as they do get through there nicely. And ETR has the inside line for turn 8. And Naja Ryder trying to square him up and roll him back on these. Look, he's going to let him through, but oh, he's in the grass. He can't get on the gas. So he's not going to be able to do anything there as they exit turn 10. And this section is a pure handling section here, so I don't see Ryder making any moves on Mr. Magic until they get across the probably start straight finish. So probably going to see 6th place Ryder just kind of bide his time, as his car is not really suited for this handling section of the track. As TCR bad. Oh, Mr. Magic going just a bit outside there, that double apex. Going to give Ryder maybe a bit of an opportunity to make him. Oh, is there a spin? No, there was not a spin. I got excited there. Sorry. Thought I saw something through the rain and the mist. So this is where I see Mr. Ryder expecting to, he's going to go outside the track limiter and try to maximize the power of that 928. But it's really going down into turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, where he's going to have to do something through Parabolica here. As we see, this is where that Porsche is going to shine, all the way down Parabolica into the turn 6 hairpin. And Mr. Magic not able to hold him off. Look at the power of that 920, just as we suspected. And he's probably, he's taking a way inside line there to guard that inside line of Mr. Magic, not able to sneak up the inside. So Ninja Ryder, I expect to see him taking a defensive line at this point with holding a 4th place position. So, getting that 928 way sideways there is Mr. Magic not close enough to strike. So TC Bad up there in the 3rd place podium position, still enjoying a comfort zone there with, I think it's Shaggy in 2nd, just ahead of him. So first place, again, Naja Murillo here in 1st place, our race 1 winner. And I don't know exactly, let's see where he is. Roscoe Pisco Tran in 8th place. We know he's taking a pin. So Mr. Magic coming back into the section of the track where his car isn't the strongest. We got 3 drivers. Murillo in the pits, Shaggy in the pits, and TC Bad in the pits. They're going to come out all probably with a little bit of traffic, as we see these drivers doing whatever they have to do to maximize their straight line speed above and beyond the green section there. So not sure if the race direction is going to be taking a look at that. or not. Thankfully, that is not my job. I'm just here to call the race and enjoy the driving and enjoy the skill level. So, again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 disconnects, rage quits, not sure which. Unfortunate to see that. As Ryder still able to maintain that small gap over Mr. Magic. And Mr. Magic going to be looking to try to reel him in through here, as this is the section of the track that's going to favor his setup and his car. Let's just stay with him for another half lap to see if he's able to do anything with Ryder. As they come through this tricky corner here, which is known as Mobile 1, turn 11. And I don't see it happening, folks. I think ETR Mr. Magic is probably going to accept the inevitable there and just focus on running clean lines, and hopefully Ryder will make a mistake that he can capitalize on. So let's take a look through the field here, as I know some of these drivers have exited the pits. Where are they? Look at this. No surprise. Roscoe Pisco in 5th place, up behind his main competitor for this race, Murillo. So those two are going to try to work their way to the front. So we are currently lap 10 of 16. Still a lot of racing to go here. These two drivers in 3rd and 4th respectively, as our top 3 drivers have not pitted. So now we got Mr. Magic taking up 1st place because he has not pitted yet. So he has inherited that spot for now. And we'll see what his pit strategy is here in the very near future. So Shaggy, also in the Porsche, let's take a look at him. He is making up a little bit of progress here on ETR Finkster as they work their way through Parabolica. Shaggy going to have a little bit of horsepower here going down through this section. Is he going to be able to make up any time on that 5th place position? I'm really surprised to see his headlights not lit up in the rain here today. Typically these drivers and these 928s. Oh, look at this. Ninja Rider taking an inside line, coming through the hairpin, as Half Blood Clot is going to start feeling the pressure that. Let's ride along with them. And look at this. Yep. Najah Rider going to put a move on him. Is he? Half Blood Clot guiding the inside line in his 300ZX. And Mickey Lauder in the 355, not too far behind. As both of these drivers might want to think better about slowing each other down so they can catch this group in front of them. Half Blood Clot with a favorable race 1 finish and a podium, 3rd place. Yeah, Najah Rider in the 928, not the section of the track that's going to give him the advantage he's probably looking for, so he's probably just trying to keep it in one piece as he gets through the start straight finish. And we are going to take a quick 20-second refreshment break, so we will be right back. Okay, we are back with you, and looks like nothing has changed as far as positioning. Again, Half Blood Clot in 7th place. If you didn't catch it before, this is his first Drivers' Championship Series he's ever been in. So I would imagine the nerves would be quite high, and he has done well to keep those at bay. But nonetheless, he is under pressure from the Brazilian driver Najah Ryder, and we are going to see very quickly here if Ryder is going to be able to continue to keep that pressure on, as the laps are starting to wind down here, folks. I mean, about 2/3 through this race, it's going to be at the point here where we're going to see some of these drivers starting to execute their race strategy and see if they can take advantage over any of these other competitors. So let's go through the top 10. We know that we do have a change at the lead here. So Mr. Magic was running first. He's in the pits, that's why. So NHR Doppert in first place, has not pitted yet. And we're going to see if he's able to hold on to that when he exits the pits. He's going to probably look at doing that in about a lap. So I'm hesitant to get through the top 10 because position changes are happening as we speak with the pit strategies and whatnot. So ETR Finks are currently running fourth place with Shaggy in the 928 in fifth behind him. Half Blood Clot still in seventh place. And we got a race here, folks. We are not going any track action. Ryder, Half Blood Clot, and Mr. Magic. So Mr. Magic exits the pits on cold tires, and he's in an immediate fight. And is he going to be able to stay with these two with cold tires? We'll see. So Ryder in the 928 in sixth place, just above Half Blood Clot and Mr. Magic. So I think Mr. Magic is within striking distance, even though, I mean, his tires have got to be coming up to temperature at this point. So let's take a ride along here, and we'll see how this materializes. And then once we do this, we are going to do a full lap with our race leader. So Mickey Ladder in ninth in the Ferrari 355, not too far behind here. The eighth place of ETR Mr. Magic. So this is a section of the track where I think there's probably going to be some tenth or two made up here, as we see. We definitely see Half Blood Clot using all of the track and then some, as they both come on to the start straight finish. Again, these are not teammates here. They are racing for position and racing for the glory, and currently racing for a sixth place position. As Doppert exiting the pits, which now has given Naja Merlio first place and Roscoe Pisco second place. We were going to check on them shortly as well, as Mr. Magic and Half Blood Clot going down through the Parabolica. And I don't see anything happening between these two at the moment, so we will check back on them. And let's find out, has Roscoe Pisco been able to reel in the driver he's been chasing for 2 races now? It looks like he has lost about a 2/10 in overall distance here. So not seeing a lot of progress there. And Clutch, who was a very fast driver and did well in race 1, is under pressure from Nicky Ladder, making a move up the inside, going through that turn 8 section. It's going to be 9 and 10 here with a very wet, slippery track. Is he going to have an attack up the inside going into turn 11, which is a very fast sweeping, turn 11 through here. If you get it wrong, you are in the kitty litter. So both drivers doing well there. Going down into turn 12, which is Sachs. Mickey Ladder not having a good race. I don't know if he was disconnected, but DNF race 1, looking to clean up here in race 2. As we are winding down, we are lap 14 of a 16 total. But let's do a ride along with our race leader here. And we're going to let him cross the start finish before we ride along with him. So taking a look back, Jello currently in 11th. Again, a lot of drivers disconnected or DNF today. Jello all by himself. Not a lot to report there. Mickey Lauder in the 3.55 trying to close the gap up between him and Clutch. And this group of drivers, well, it's not really a group, but they are within striking distance if they can do something with about a lap and a half here. And where, yeah, not a job to maintain and control the race from the front. Yep, as he's coming onto the back section of the track here, going down into turn 11. Still not a lot to see there, so we're going to check out Ryder. Has Ryder done anything to... Now look at this, we got two 928s. We got Ryder and Shaggy, both in the 928. Pretty much the same car as far as handling and power. And I think it's wartime for these two to go to battle with each other, as they are not teammates. Both of the cars are same parts list, tuned slightly differently, I believe. So let's kind of see how these two approach the last lap or last couple laps. Actually, there's exactly two laps to go now. And Najah Ryder, I think, is probably going to make a move on the brakes. Neither one of these cars are built for handling, and I probably see them trying to maximize their exit speed coming up here into turn 2 and 3, and there's going to be a move at the hairpin turn 6. So that is my prediction. Let's see if it comes out to be true. So Najah Ryder now on the gas as well as Shaggy, and his Ryder, who we've already seen make a move earlier in the race. He's not quite close enough. Going to be into turn 6, so I don't think it's going to happen there, folks. It's probably going to be in turn 8, which is Mercedes. Yeah, it's definitely not going to happen here. So let's see if he does it in Mercedes as he takes a really tight inside line on the brakes. Nothing's going to happen into the kink of turn 7. He's going to get through here and probably just put it on him. I don't know. It's kind of a commentator's guess at this point. Is this where it's going to be? It looks like no, it's not. He's going to bide his time. He knows that maybe the cars are in his favor. Maybe if he has the race pace. Shaggy doing everything he can to defend. I don't think I'm going to get that ride along with the first place driver because the track action is too good at this moment with these two drivers as Half Blood Clot in 6th place, trying to catch up with these two as quick as he can to capitalize on any carnage that may take place. But Half Blood Clot himself, as ETR Mr. Magic breathing down his neck, he's not giving him any room to make an error. So here it is, two 928s at war going into the final corner here as they cross the start straight finish, and the final they see the going to be as far as defense are going to be as an attack. So yeah, Shaggy taking a tight line, but Ryder going way outside. He's trying to maximize that speed. And is he going to use that extra speed to attack? He's not going to have it there. He probably wasn't able to get on the gas, lost the traction, and it's going to be in the parabolic of maybe turn 6 for Ryder. Ryder's not, I don't see him really just settling for a 5th place position here. He's going to be looking to attack. Is this where it's at? Ryder is in a position to attack on the outside, but Shaggy guarding that inside. He's not going to have Shaggy definitely guarding it. What's going to happen as we go down, they are nose to nose going into the hairpin. Turn 6 is Shaggy holding that inside, protecting Ryder, not able to capitalize as Mr. Magic now telling Half Blood Clot he is there for a last lap attack as well. So we got a group of two different groups, two different riders. We got two 928s battling and two 300ZXs battling for position on the final lap. Half Blood Clot able to hold off Mr. Magic going into that turn 10, and Shaggy still holding off the driver and the other 928, Najah Ryder. But this is where all the cards are going to be laid on the table, and neither one of these, there's no guessing at this point, Ryder in a section where neither one of these cars shine. It's going to be about corner speed. Oh yeah, look at that Ryder getting a little busy. And this is now or never with 1 to 2 bends left. And Ryder puts it on him. Yeah, takes the inside line. Shaggy not able to defend, has to lift, can't get on the gas. And Mr. Magic not able to do anything with half blood clot, as those two drivers are going to maintain their position, and Ryder is going to be exhilarating with that last corner inside move. I'm sure she's steaming under his helmet at the moment, losing that position at the last minute. And I have to apologize to my race leader. He's too fast for his own good. Najah Murillo didn't get a lot of track airtime, and neither did Roscoe Pico Train, because they just weren't in a battle. I had to stay where I had to keep the iron in the fire while it was hot. So let's take a look at our top 10 and our whole race grid for that matter. We got Najah Murillo and Roscoe Pisco bringing second place, bringing up the final podium position of ETR Finkster, who's going to be thrilled with that, being that he didn't have a favorable first lap finish. So I'm going to try to get Roscoe Pisco in here for a quick little interview. Let's see if he's available. So again, looking at previous race, Najah Ryder last corner squeeze there of Shaggy to take fourth, with Shaggy fifth. Half blood clot held off Mr. Magic in the last lap and a half to take sixth, with Mr. Magic seventh, followed by NHR Doppert and Clutch ninth place, followed by Mickey Ladder in 10th. So there's your top 10, and we are favorable and fortunate enough to see Mr. Roscoe Pico Train in the booth with us. Want to welcome him as our second place finisher. Have you added your audio, sir, so that you can be included on the stream? Okay. Well, what you want to do is you want to bring up the party and then check the box on the top. Make sure it's checked that says include my audio.
All right, I believe we're live.
Okay, perfect. Want to say congratulations on your well-deserved second place, race 1 and race 2, a podium finish, second place. And even in the rain, you were able to make your way through the field and take that second podium, and would like to know how that was for you.
First, I'd like to thank ETR for hosting a remarkably close series. With all these different cars, the times are ridiculously close. The Viper is just a stable platform, so consistency is relatively easy to get with it. Getting speed out of it, you really got to maximize corner entry, and it's going well. The old Viper's done me well.
Well, I have to ask you. You just spoke on some of the attributes of the Viper, which we can understand what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense to us. Did you find yourself struggling through Parabolica, which is turn 5, that long back straight? I mean, with the Viper not really having the horse speed, did you find yourself, or were you worried about any attacks with the higher horsepower cars in that section?
Luckily, my main competition today was also a Viper.
True.
So we were pretty balanced. It was basically who didn't mess up was going to win.
Absolutely.
And at Long Beach, I tried on the last lap, or the second to last lap, to get him. I got him coming out of the last hairpin, and coming to the last lap, he got me in the same position.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was cool.
Well, you definitely. Oh, go ahead,
Cooler
sir.
for him. Cooler for him than me. But.
Yeah. Well, you definitely provided some excellent racing action today, and I do want to say, with your 2 podium positions, I am not the calculator of points, but coming in today with a very favorable position in points, I do believe you're going to be sitting at the top 3 as well. So good job on that, and congratulations on today. Good luck the rest of the series. Want to thank you for taking some time out and joining us.
Thank you for hosting.
Absolutely.
And, that's cool. I'll be able to watch the stream later, see if you pick up on anything I didn't behind the control.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us today, sir. Good luck in the rest of the year. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, folks, there you have it. Roscoe Pisco Train, the 43-year-old driver from the good old USA, took some time in to join us in the booth, taking 2 second-place finishes today, and I'm sure he'll be quite excited about that. And I here fronted to I could get a word with him. Okay, I was not able to pick up that invite from one of the other drivers, unfortunately. So I want to say I really enjoyed today's broadcast. The racing was really good today. There was a lot of action. I think because the drivers were able to settle into their rhythm. And race 1, we had a track where you really don't want to get side by side, and there's not a lot of room for air at Long Beach. I think that's why we probably saw a lot of drivers be content to settle into their rhythm and just kind of hope that their race pace would bring them to the position they were hoping for at the end, using pit strategy and consistency and whatnot. And in race 2, with the reverse race grid and the wet race, I think a lot of drivers probably were not willing to take a lot of chances and put themselves off circuit. So we did see some really good racing at times, but we also saw a lot of smart driving. So the championship and the points has to be considered, and I think a lot of drivers are here because they're good, smart, fast drivers, and they do know that consistency is really the key. So congratulations to all drivers. I want to say thanks to the ETR group for having me, and they are putting on a phenomenal series at the Rising Sun Cup. There are still 2 more races to go, 2 more Saturdays, and we'll see some of these drivers in the very near future at those events. Streaming week because in America it is the Super Bowl, and I will be there. So I will be at the Super Bowl next week, and I'm going to be not able to commentate the race. So with that said, we will see you in 2 weeks' time at the final round, which is going to be awesome. The final round at the Rising Sun Cup. And we will hopefully see all you back then. So again, a big special thanks to all the sponsors, ETR Group, the 2 Traders, Total Gaming Addicts, and Forza Comp GG. Thank you for your support and your sponsorship, and we want to say thank you to all those who came into the booth today, took their time, and all the racers who provided excellent entertainment. And we will see you all again soon. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and if you haven't already, please make a comment in today's stream in the comment pane, and also subscribe to Speed Curves at Twitch. I would love to have you follow me on any future broadcasts and personal racing I may do. And I always love to see your comments. So if you can't make it on Twitch, you can follow this race, and all these broadcasts will also be translated to my YouTube channel, uploaded to YouTube later tonight, and that's at Speed Curves is my handle on YouTube. So thanks for everyone who stopped by today, and we really enjoyed the racing, and it was great action. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time at the final for the ETR Rising Sun Cup. Thank you so much, and have a great day.